Hi, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your general reading for August 2020. This is a general reading, and the messages will not resonate with everyone. In order to gain more insight into your own personal situation, requires a personal reading. You can click on the eye up. Oh, where is it? Right there, in the video, and that will take you directly over to my website. Once you get there, go to the main menu. You'll see one of the options is tarot readings, I think, or tarot consultations. There's a little arrow beside it. Click that arrow and it will pull down all of the reading packages that I have. Now, before I get started, there's something. Let me first tell you what decks I'm using. I'm using the Radiant White, Clarification with Levita Sibila, and then we'll pull a Nostradamus, Golden Nostradamus Oracle card. However, the first thing I want to say is, as I was shuffling and meditating on your sign and glyph, the High Priestess has presented herself. Now, I want to explain something to you because this is the first time that this has happened to me with this particular card. Most times, for me, and I can't speak for any other reader, but for me, individually, as a reader, the High Priestess never really presents as a person unless there are other cards next to her. Basically, she always represents, to me, some type of secret or something that hasn't quite been revealed yet. In terms of a person, and I say, oh, well, I may say, there's some kind of secret. This could be something that either you're holding, this could be a secret that you're holding, or you are aware of a secret, or you know that there is somebody keeping something from you. She's very, very intuitive. What has happened at this particular point in time is the fact that no matter, I've been doing reading cards here on YouTube now for I don't know how long, but this is the very first time that three things have completely jumped out at me. And they are the fact that she's wearing the headdress of, I think, I don't know the name of the Wiccan goddess, but this is also the headset for the moon with the two horns for Isis, Egyptian religion. She also has a cross on her chest, and she's holding the Torah. And the Torah is basically related to Judaism. And so what struck me about that, I'm telling you, as long as I've been looking at this card, those three things have never stepped out at me the way that they did when this card fell out of the deck. And it fell out of the deck. So what we are dealing with here is she is showing up to me as a person, but this is somebody who is not conventionally religious. Has a combination or an amalgamation of different types of religious beliefs. Okay. Additionally, I do feel for some reason that moon rituals are very important to this person. Several other things popped out. The initials either B or J or L and B. And also, I'm getting the sense of something like a red lotus flower. I don't know if that means anything to anybody, but also some kind of tree with ornaments and pineapples. Look, I don't know a lot of times what my guides are telling me or if anything that I'm saying is making any sense, but all of those messages came through when this card fell out of the deck. So I'm passing those on to you. I think that to someone out there, or maybe to several people, those particular things mean something. Particularly the part about either the red lotus flower or the tree with ornaments or a pineapple or the pineapple tree. I don't know exactly what that means. So I wanted to put that out there because there are even candles here. So I don't know if this is related to some type of what do you call it? Ritual, moon ritual. We do have a full moon showing up on August 3rd. But there it is. So let's put the rest of the cards down and let's see what the cards have to say. I think this person is, I feel that the person is uh, very subtle in their energies. Okay, the Hermit card. Now, interestingly, both of these cards are scholar cards. She, her job is to accrue knowledge, but also to hang on to it. If you approach her and ask her something, if she feels you are worthy, she's going to give you that information. Uh, but if she doesn't think you're worthy of it, she's not going to impart anything. She's going to stay silent and quiet. She also holds the keys to the library. Now, here we have the Hermit. He is not only a teacher, but he's also a scholar. And his role, or what he does, is he's someone who may be isolated, may not be very socially inclined. This person could be shy. But his job is to hold the light so that not only can he see in the dark, but he can light the way for you. Okay, and that staff that he leans on gives him the support that he needs while he's going through this time of introspection. That's the word that has come to me. That's interesting. The Three of Pentacles. I don't know if this is about you and another person like this coming together to build something, to make something, or to lay the foundation or the cornerstone of something. It also implies that there is some type of going to someone to either secure plans or check up on the plans or to validate those plans. Ace of Pentacles. Queen of Swords. 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Five of Swords. Knight of Pentacles. And the World card. Wow, that's a pretty dynamic reading. 1, 2, 3, 4 Pentacles. So this is definitely some type of financial thing, but it also is this idea of security in the physical sense. So this could be your possessions, your home, your job, your investments, your 401k, your personal life insurance. The money that you owe, earn, or accrue. Okay. To me, this Hermit is not a person per se. It is in the one sense. Here down the center present spread, it's not showing up as a person. So there are two situations here. Here he is showing up as the idea, particularly with the Queen of Swords sitting underneath him, that I have looked at this, I have studied this, I have determined that I've looked into the depths, into the dark, and then I'm going to make my move or pronounce my whatever the case may be. I do feel that this woman here with this Queen, she shows up now as a woman, that this woman is either divorced or single, very smart, and has two roles. These are the two. This is the inner core of the woman. This is the outer presentation, the way she presents in the world. What is the under the deck? The Seven of Swords. Now, that card is Moon in Aquarius, if I am not mistaken. That is the energy. And the moon that's coming up in a couple of days will be the moon in Aquarius. It's going to be the full moon in Aquarius. Even though this is not a full moon representation, that's who she represents. So this is our timing issue. Now, I have 1, 2, 3 major arcana, 1, 2, 3, 4 pentacles, and 2 swords. This Queen of Swords, whether this is you or someone else that you are involved with in some way, shape, or form, or who's going to have a bearing upon this, will be an air sign. As a profession, she's either going to be a writer, an editor, a publisher. She could be a teacher, an educator, a professor. She could be a doctor, a dentist, excuse me, a surgeon, a chef, a soldier, a police officer. She could be a lawyer and or a mediator. Any place where either the use of great mental powers and faculty, thinking, speaking, tactics and strategy, or the use of sharp utensils. Now, you heard the saying, the pen is mightier than the sword. This could be someone who is able to do things with words, but also wield those words as a weapon. She knows a lot. The Ten of Pentacles usually represents some type of family inheritance or family business or situation in which there's a lot of money in a family. But I've also seen it show up when it talks about where you've worked in a place for a long, long time, in a corporation for a long, long time, and you have this, as a group of people, you have accrued this wealth together. There's definitely finances involved in this. Now, the Seven of Swords, most readers will only tell you that it means treachery, theft, deception, lies, and spying. That is true on the one hand, but I would be remiss in letting you know that I have seen that card show up when it speaks about a house move, but I've also seen that card show up when it speaks about delays, disappointments, things not going to plan, so either because you are either trying to evade the situation or run away from it, or because you're just not focused. You're not honed in and focused in on what the problem or what the situation really is. And so the warning with that card in that sense is to, whatever it is that's happening, if you're being distracted by anything, you need to knock it off so you can use all of your skills and knowledge, look at this situation, and then come out and do whatever it is that you need to do. Now, there are 3 people here. There's 3 people in that card. There's 3 people in this card. So there's this indication of at least 3 people, if not more. I do have 2 court cards here. But as you guys, they usually represent people. But as you know, for me, the Knights always represent events. And these events occur because there has been some news or a message that has come, right? So the news and the message comes, right? But then that means that the situation is going to start moving. If it's been stagnant, if it's been slow, if it hasn't been moving, then this tells you that it's going to start to move in quick time. Because to me, the Knight of Pentacles, since it's the slowest sign in the deck, this implies that it's been a long time in coming for this news. Now, what's funny is that if I subtract the 3 from the 10, that gives me 7 pentacles. That's about hard work, dedication, waiting for the results to come in. Okay? This gives me 4 pentacles, which speaks to security and building things, but also a stagnation of sorts. But yet everything is pretty much solid. The ace with the 10 gives me, again, just an ace. This gives me 2 pentacles. See, he's holding that ace of pentacles in his hand. So that's two coins. And again, with this gives me another ace. So whatever this thing is, I don't see a lot of strife. I don't see a lot of, I don't feel there's a lot of negative energy here. I do feel that there is some type of crosswords or miscommunication or some terse words or things said that can create a bit of havoc, because that's what fives are. Fives represent changes. But these changes with the five are never easy changes. They're always fraught with tension and anxiety and worry. I don't know if someone's been keeping a secret about doing something. And letting somebody know that this is what they're about to do, and the people don't like it, so they walk away. Sometimes this card can be about standing up for yourself if you've been in a dispute or if you feel that you've been wronged. But also that card says to be cautious of the way in which you engage with people, because you can sink to any level. Both parties, everybody will sink to both levels, and there's no winner when it's like that. But apparently, I always, whenever I see this card, say that the person that I'm reading for, this is you. And whatever it was that you've said, these two people have given up and they've walked away. Now, maybe that's a good thing, maybe it's not a good thing, I don't know. So what I'm going to do is definitely, I think Saturn has retrograded back into Capricorn, or will be going back into Capricorn. It went into Aquarius, and then it's going to turn around and go back into Capricorn. And then it'll turn around and come back into Aquarius again. This is the Aquarius symbol. You have Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Those are our nodes. The Taurus Scorpio node, the Aquarius Leo nodes. Scorpio and Taurus are money signs. Leo and Aquarius are self-actualization signs. Leo is I think, therefore I am. Right? I think that's Leo. It might be Virgo. I'm not exactly sure, but it's definitely about the individual. And then the Aquarian is about the group as a whole. Okay? Let me grab my book and see if I can discover any meanings of the 3, the ace, the 10, the 5 as they relate to these 3 major arcana cards. I still stand by all of that I told you at the very beginning about this High Priestess. Okay? I still stand by that. Okay. The 3 of Pentacles tells me nothing as it relates to any of these cards. So let me go to the Ace of Pentacles. Nothing about the Ace of Pentacles. Let's move to the 10 of Pentacles. With the World, it tells of happiness, fulfillment, happy family times and ties, and that life is traveling along smoothly. Yes, but something has happened here. Let's look at the 5 of Swords. Nothing about the Five of Swords. This is a card of victory or achievement, which has been well deserved and long awaited. It tells of achieving or receiving something that you have waited for a long time, and it's indicating that you may reap the rewards of your past efforts. That's interesting. Now, for some of you, Scorpio, we see this. I don't know if this is the matriarch of the family, because sometimes she can represent mothers or women. She represents women, but she only usually, maybe, a mother, because the moon represents mothers. Nevertheless, this doesn't, I don't sense anything bad out of this reading. I think there's going to be a bit of upheaval. There's going to be some words. There's going to be some rushing around, not planning. But I think that ultimately we're going to get even keeled. Now, I don't know if maybe there's a fight over these finances, some kind of competition for it. I don't know if this hermit is showing up as a person or not. On the one hand, he does not. On the other hand, he does. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at this hermit card. I want to look at this Seven of Swords as well. But the hermit card is the one that keeps calling my attention to him. Implies deep contemplation and soul searching, and a time of isolation and thinking things over. Disgrazia. Amore. Vedovo. Seven of Swords. I don't know if, well, I'll have to look at that again. Let me see. L'amica. Letter. Denari. It's something about the Amore card. As if to say perhaps something imploded. But love is blind, love is fickle. And somebody has deep regrets and remorse over it. Maybe you had to cut somebody off, I don't know. Same sex or heterosexual, whomever's going to take the role of this high priestess and this queen here. Seven of Swords. The Belvedere. Shit. The Viaggio. Wow. And the Conversazione. You are either waiting for some kind of trip or some kind of, remember I said this could be about moving or plans going awry. But the Belvedere implies that you've been waiting for someone or something to arrive. But while you've been waiting for that something or someone to arrive, uh, there's been some soul searching. The thing is turned backwards, so it implies looking at your own behavior, thoughts, and beliefs in the situation. The viaggio really means it's a trip. It is travel or the arrival again of someone or something. But there are conversations on the backside of this. And the conversations imply being gathered around a table with several people and having negotiations or conversations. Okay? It is this disgrazia, amore, vedevo. So let me read to you the meanings of the disgrazia and the amore. The vedevo is simply that. It speaks to regrets and sadness. This could be, it refers most of the time to a male, which speaks about someone who's bereaved and bereft and really doesn't have any place in their heart for love or doesn't really know how to love. In terms of finances or business, this is the idea that you're going to have to wait for things to bear more fruit. It hasn't been as successful as you would have liked it to have been, so there's a bit of sadness and sorrow over that. But it's the disgrazia amore that really kind of leaps out at me from this spread. That is the piche. What number piche? It's the 7 of swords. There it is up there. The 7 of spades. It foretells of a period of great turbulence, the arrival of traumatic events, for which most of the time you are blameless, but not all the time, caused by outside events and people. It implies that you have failed to learn from past mistakes, or that a mistake from the past has come to exact payment in the present. You will feel as though you are a hapless victim of circumstance, completely powerless. It indicates a drastic and radical change for the worse, something that will never return to the way it used to be. It can indicate accidents, even violent ones, with dangerous or fatal outcomes. So pay attention if they are cards of transport or near, because it invariably can mean a car accident, a plane crash, a shipwreck, a horse riding accident. In personal relationship, it heralds a painful and sudden separation, violence, or the loss of a friend or family member, bereavement, and the traumatic and unexpected loss of a loved one. Financial matters, it heralds a sudden and unexpected dismissal, repossessions, foreclosures, embezzlement, bankruptcy, and problems with the tax man. Sometimes it could simply mean out of the blue. That's all it says. Now, here with the Amore card, and if I'm not mistaken, that is the 4 of Cups, I believe. The 4 of Hearts. It speaks to the beginning of a new romantic relationship or new friendships, a marriage, an engagement, or a new birth. Harmonious family dynamics, the rekindling of an old flame, or more simply, a relationship that two people share based upon a foundation of mutual affection. It does predict happiness and achievement, and it gives hope for a better future. In financial matters, it is a positive card, and it signifies that one's work is dear to one's heart. However, it can also indicate somebody who's in love with their job more than they are with their partner. I don't know. Maybe that could be you. But the card is an intensifier, and it highlights one's personal involvement and that one's feelings and affections will be involved in or touched by the overall message, including something likely to sting you to the quick. Now, falling on this Hermit card, remember I said on the one hand, it speaks to me as though you've been looking at the situation, you've been turning it over, you haven't given your answer yet, and then you decide to move forward. And maybe that's what this is about. Maybe somebody put something to you and you were like, no. But maybe this is about having a change of heart. In which case, what this is telling me is that the relationship, no matter whether it is romantic or business or even just a friendship or even a familial relationship, it's going to turn out okay. In fact, it will be happy and successful, just as the cards are saying. But there's a little bit of rocky road going on here. We see that the Lamika basically speaks to, let me just tell you, she's the Four of Clubs, and she's neutral. It could be a woman of any age, a friend, a colleague, partner, daughter, sister, colleague, or acquaintance. The person is neither good nor bad. They usually represent dark-haired women. But the preponderant meaning of this card is friendship, loyalty, and support. Someone in whom we can trust, who is there to listen, to give advice and comfort, and will make us feel at ease. It can also represent a friend's house or the house of a relative. In business, it represents good advice received by someone and or a period of prosperity and financial security. Also, it points to good relations with one's colleagues as well as cooperation and team spirit. It may also represent a common project. In love, it heralds loyalty and feelings of security. It indicates a peaceful time with a friend, harmonious relationships, social connections, celebrations, and learning by being part of a group with common interest. That's my mom calling. I can't even turn the phone off. The letter is here, and the letter is interesting because it represents, hopefully she'll stop calling. It is a neutral card, and the time frame is speedy, so usually within a week or two. It heralds the arrival of all forms of news, from a letter, an email, a phone call, a text message, a fax, a piece of news heard on television or the radio, even the arrival of a parcel or letter that needs to be signed for. The letter does not indicate whether it is good or bad, merely that the arrival of news is imminent, and we see it here, and it is about money and security. Now, interestingly, this card shows up in the hearts section, in the cups section, because money is usually tied to people's emotions. That's why most people fight. They fight over money. Family fight over money. Okay, but it also has this connotation of love and money representing value and worth. Okay, it also speaks to old documents, maybe something that has come to light or will come to light. You're going to find out about it. Okay, that's been hidden away someplace. Okay, but basically it also represents all those professions where communication and news are at the forefront. A journalist, a writer, a lawyer, a news agent, a library worker, a bookkeeper, a bookseller, a postman, someone who works at the post office. It can also represent hearing generic news just on the television. If this is a romantic relationship, it can indicate a love letter. That's it. That's all it says. The Viaggio. And then I'm going to take a break and call my mom. The Viaggio. Travel. It represents all sorts of movement, trips, journeys, and relocations, and all conditions not set in stone. In business, it represents prosperous commerce, business travel, import-export activities, or a lucky idea or innovation that will bring prosperity. It can also herald a change of social position and status. This card indicates the arrival of something or someone that has been sent especially for us to help us. They're coming with some news after some kind of conversation, I think. The second meaning is that of change and transformation. Positive or negative will be indicated by the cards that face towards the traveler's gaze. Whatever this news is, you're waiting on it. It's been a long time in coming, and whatever it is, it completes a cycle for you. I don't know what else to tell you, Scorpio. Formulate your question for the maybe this, like I said, you had to cut somebody off. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden now they realize, oh crap, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I realize this person is really good, and they're good to me, and they're good for me. Sometimes this card can be where you've had disagreements and arguments with people. You know? Here we go. The stork. Storks always return home. Year after year after year. They make their nest, they return home. If I'm not mistaken, they are also a mated pair. So, here we are. I don't know if this means you're gonna, get married, or the relationship's going to settle down. In youth, we feather our own nest, but in old age, we seek only rest. Joy will arrive soon. Positive, unexpected news, or a new birth yet to be conceived or already on its way. I don't necessarily feel that this is about a pregnancy. Maybe it is. There are children here. Maybe this is saying that after all is said and done, you're going to settle down and have a family. Your family will be well-to-do, will be wealthy. You'll have a position in society, and life will be grand for you. It could be saying that. But what I take the meaning of a new birth or the conception of one is that this is going to be, what was that word where it says it's a change, maybe a change in social position and status. This is the birth of something new, a new way of living and a new life for you, Scorpio. Whether this comes through romance or whether it comes through business, I don't know. So with that being said, I hope those messages help you. And until next time, namaste.